And we're back. Asian's
Hello,
out
hello.
sick today,
And
so
we send them our positive vibes. We send them the love.
Mike Tomlin has made a
So much
reappearance in his absence.
Um,
Oh man, do we have to talk about Thursday Nighter? By the way,
oh my god, it
Of
was such a
course.
great game.
well,
Dude, we do.
actually, we
It
probably
was the Deonta Foreman show, baby.
have a single touchdown.
I love Deonta Foreman. He
I
had a
love,
good game.
I love. Listen, I love me Deontay Ford also, but it was a single touchdown. It was a show. That was like
You know,
a
as somebody
fucking
that
episode.
somebody that his opponent, my opponent in my in-town league, benched him. I was very happy to see he didn't get the 18 he put up, man. I was like, damn, I'll take that.
Oh man, I'm
I'm just,
happy he got a touchdown. That's all I know.
I was begging for that game to end because they were starting to throw the ball to Thielen, and Asian has Thielen. I was like, no, bad.
Bro, I went to bed. I didn't even watch the game. I'm happy I did.
It's such a good game.
I know that game looked so good.
It really was, though, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, my takeaway was Chicago's decent. They're gonna get Fields and Herbert back. Carolina's bad. They're really bad. They're bad.
I'm glad my 9 paid off, though. I put big points on this game and paid off.
But yeah, that's my going for. Well, it's funny because in a weird way, this game meant everything to Chicago and nothing to Carolina because Chicago has Carolina's first pick. So by winning, they make their own value of their pick better.
Not wrong.
At least I think that's what they were saying. Is Chicago has Carolina's first pick? I think that was probably
because
would have got it.
Where they traded technically six people away for one person.
Oh, did they move up to get?
It was probably involved in the Bryce Young deal. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, because I was thinking
First, I think.
Because that was a huge fucking deal. I don't remember everything.
They moved up a few places to get him. Yeah, so Chicago did good on their end. I'll be real. The Badgett weeks were they weren't bad. They were fun.
They were weeks. I agree.
If there's any takeaway, I'd like to see Fields take care of the ball as well as Badgett does. That's my big takeaway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else crazy to say about this game. DJ Moore had a decent revenge game.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, pretty decent game. But for sitting through this shit show, we get Bengals Ravens next week, and that'll be fun.
That'll be our one good primetime game for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Cowboys?
That's our one good primetime game.
By saying Cowboys.
Yeah.
When is there ever a good primetime Cowboys game?
Hey.
Bye week.
Week after that.
Hey, look.
Get Detroit Packers. We get.
I don't count Thanksgiving as
Luke, I thought I sent you. I thought I sent you the Grossi video of him being like, "Why are the NFL games so the Thursday night game so bad?" But I might have not sent it to you.
I don't think you sent that to me.
But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say on the Thursday night.
I have nothing to say.
I fell asleep. Like that's how much I have to say about it.
Chicago, we get a good game next week. I'll take it.
It's not often I have the chance to watch football and you go, you know what? I'd rather take a nap right now.
Oh, I'm gonna be doing that Sunday night.
Sunday night? What happens Sunday night? Oh.
Yeah,
thank God we do our sidecar game, right?
Yeah. I was like, man, normally I'll sit and watch the Sunday night game. I'm not interested in Jets Raiders at all, man.
Me neither. That sounds like that sounds as bad as the first game we got this week.
Yeah. Well, once I heard that they were heating up Deonta Foreman, that's all I wanted to see. I was like, just hand the ball to Foreman 35 times.
Foreman is such an underrated back, man.
Ass. They should have thrown it to DJ more.
They need a quarterback to do that, man. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Badgent's like a game manager, Mook. He's not the guy you have, arm ball it 50 times.
No,
But
that's why they need a back to carry.
I wonder if I would have thought the game was more electric if I would have seen old Red Rifle trotting out there for Carolina.
yeah,
I so hate that I never changed my who will score the most points this week. I put the Jets.
I had the Panthers playing up.
I think my most confident. It's an easy one this week. We'll talk about it when we get down there. But there's a game with a 17.5-point spread.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Well, let's dive into the game, shall we?
Yeah, we're going to the UK again this week.
We got
Yeah, we
the
are.
Indianapolis Colts going into New England to face the Patriots. Well, not
Can I
into
just
New
say how
England, but you know what I
appreciative
mean.
I am that they had this game so early, where I'm like, I don't have to watch it. Thank God. Because they had KC and Miami last time in Germany, and it's just like, don't
Is
have
this
that kind of game. This is the
is
kind of game I want to see there.
is this Germany or is this in the UK? Is this
No,
back in
I'm just
Germany?
saying, like,
I'm just
no, this
asking. I
is
don't
the
know where
I
it's
UK.
have
I'm
at.
pretty sure this is the UK game. So they only have one Germany game this year. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. But it's just nice to see not two top dogs at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, this game it's not. This might actually be in Germany as well.
I have 5 on the Colts. Patriots are garbage. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not
gonna be
a fan,
in
so
Frankfurt, Germany.
yeah, I mean,
okay. So then it is another German
I
game.
don't got much to
Yeah.
say past I have 10 on the Colts. I
Great.
don't think I really don't think New England's good at all. I think we've all come to terms with that this season.
You know what, Kuhn? Great minds think alike, because I also have 10 on the Colts. Everything that you just said. Patriots suck.
Last week I put all of my points on the Colts, and
Agent
it
put
actually didn't.
14 on the Patriots.
Oh,
I believe.
I said, look, I was like, wait, did he post his picks?
Yeah, we don't have Asians picks, by the way.
I got
Agent's
9.
dying right now, so
Yeah.
He is.
Hope he
I
feels
got
better.
9
we all
on.
gotta send prayers.
Got 9 on Indianapolis. Yeah, I just think Colts are the better team. I think Minshew's the better quarterback. They got a big defense. There's part of me that thinks Minshew throws this away because New England's defense is good, but New England has shown me that they cannot put up points. So therefore, I'm taking the Colts. I'm
Yes,
hoping,
sir.
I'm starting to get on a little bit of a streak in picks, being at the bottom. Like, how do we get back? We just make solid picks and hopefully chip away. I think last week was the best I've done in a long, like a month. But yeah, 9 on the Colts. I think Minshew will take care of business. I feel like this Colts team believes that they're still alive and can still maybe sneak into a wild card if the cards turn out right. While New England,
Yes, sir.
it really is the question of what's next. Like,
I'll tell you what needs to be next. Them moving off Mac Jones.
Well, I think
the man though.
they didn't pay Mac.
They didn't move off of everything
He
they
is
have, honestly.
he is on his rookie deal still.
Oh,
I think they're gonna end up benching him this year and getting someone else, but we'll see. As we know, Belichick and offense don't get along real well, so.
I think you're thinking of Daniel Jones of the Giants that got paid.
yeah, I am.
Yeah,
You're right.
Danny
Who is on
Dimes got
IR,
paid.
sadly.
Also, shame on Agent for calling him Danny Pennies.
Yeah, fuck. You know what? That's fucked up, man.
It is, man. He knew I was sitting there like brewing defeat, and he just like rubbed it in. But yeah, 9 on the Colts. I think they take care of business.
Yeah, that game's gonna be not fun. Anyway, we got this probably will be a fun one. We'll see.
Alright.
But we got Houston going to Cincinnati to face the Bungles.
I got 10 on Cincinnati. It's kind of high considering there may not be any receivers playing in this game.
They got
Everybody-
Trenton Irwin.
I mean, Chase is truly sounds like he's a game time decision with the back.
Higby's
He's gonna
out.
play, huh?
Higby is out. I know that.
Higby.
Yeah, their second receiver.
Or Higgins, my bad.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins.
I was like, we ain't talking about the Rams.
Yeah, no, Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins. I mean, they got a short turnaround on a Thursday night game. I very much see this game if Nico Collins is out tomorrow. So yeah, there's a lot of which really I have to look at my in-town league. I'm gonna have to flex Tate Dell to start. If he's the one, I'm fucking playing him.
That's what I'm doing with the Bengals wide receiver right now, man.
Wait, so Higgins is out and Chase may be out?
Yeah,
so that would leave their one being Tyler Boyd, wouldn't it?
Or Irwin, the guy who popped
Irwin.
off the week that Higgins was out.
Hey, I would ride either one. Because,
yeah, no, I would
frankly,
too.
Joe Burrow's showing he is no longer hurt. He is healthy. He's been on a heater. Houston is a frisky, fun team now. I honestly, the only thing that, from a fantasy point, that scares me about this one is, I think if Cincinnati gets a lead, they were gonna run the shit out the ball with Mixon and just try to make this the shortest game we've ever seen because they do have the short turnaround on Thursday, which I believe they lost to Baltimore the first time they played them by 3.
Yeah,
so
because they weren't winning games
that
back
Baltimore
then.
game on Thursday is a very important one. So I think, like I said, 10 might be a little high, but I'm gonna ride Cincinnati. They've been good to me. They're red hot right now. I think whoever you give Burrow at receiver, he's gonna pop. But I could very much see them getting a lead and just running the shit out the football, trying to get out there to prepare for a huge game against Cincinnati.
Yeah, I put 7 on the Bengals. The Bengals are hot right now, as Caleb stated. And I'm not gonna bet against the streak being broken right now. Because they're on quite a win streak now, aren't they?
I think so.
Like a 3-game win streak-ish.
Who? Cincy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Cincy is kind of in that little stride they hit.
Yeah, and they're kind of like in the peak of their season where they start to win games. So
they won their 2 before they went on bye. So they beat Buffalo, they beat San Fran, they beat Seattle. That was the game they got really lucky. They beat Arizona. Yeah, they've won their last 4.
Yeah, so I'll keep riding the Bengals with 7 confidence points and continue their winning streak.
I'll put 12 on Cincy. So when Cincy's hot, they're hot. Yeah, Stroud just came off where he threw 5 touchdowns, but I mean, this game, it's either going to be a shootout or we're going to see Cincinnati show the Texans why they're going to be at the bottom of the AFC. So, fortunately, I see Houston not taking this one at all. Not even a little bit.
I definitely think this could be fun. Like I said, the receivers
give
being
it a
out,
30% chance. So.
I don't think they'll win, but I think the receivers being out is definitely interesting. Because we keep thinking that Stroud's like, okay, well he's a rookie, he's eventually gonna have that game. He hadn't had that game yet. He just keeps making the right decision.
Yeah, I mean he's going to. It's just Cincinnati's going to be too much.
Oh, I agree there.
It's just too much of a powerhouse.
And if Houston does pull the upset, I mean it'll be hats off to Houston. But the first thing we'll say is, well, Chase didn't play and T. Higgins didn't play, and they were preparing for a short week. I will say with Cincy, it's been what it's been every year, which is.
And usually when they're hot, they don't go hit and miss. They're just hot.
Well, it's the usual with Cincinnati too. It's like, and it's crazy because they're not beating bums on this win streak.
Except for Arizona
teams. Yes, but it's just very much Burrow gets surgery in the off season, misses training camp, comes in with part of an injury, manages to get healthy, and it's night and day between when he's injured and when he's not. When he's not injured, he is bona fide. I would say the second best QB in the NFL, right behind Mahomes.
Yeah,
You
no,
could argue
bro.
a couple names, but yeah, he's definitely up
You could
there.
argue a
Yeah.
couple names, but yeah, I'm
Top
saying like
five.
he's in that tier
He's
when he's
definitely
healthy.
like
Good.
top
Oh
5.
yeah,
So.
definitely be a top 5, top 7 quarterback in the league easily.
Keeps getting low.
It's really hard to put.
Yeah, you can put him
anyone
in the top 12.
level.
Because like I know me personally, Hurts is my number 2. That's just me though.
Sad.
My list of QBs would probably be so ass.
Dak is number 1.
Yeah, that's stupid.
10th spot as well, and the 11th, and then we put Mahomes.
This is why we don't let him talk football.
I had a pretty good week last week.
How many points did you put on this
pulled
Mook,
well.
and who did you take?
Yeah, who'd you
I
take, Mook?
picked Bungles with 11. I just figured it was gonna be a good game. I think at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be too much for the Texans. If they're having a shootout with Baker, imagine what they'll have a shootout with Burrow if they can shoot out against Cincinnati. Because I think their defense, whenever they're alive, Cincinnati has a pretty decent defense, pretty good.
They have a lively defense. When that offense is percolating, that defense just gets energized.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just think like y'all had said, that's gonna be too much. The hot hand, all that, and that's why I went with the Bengals.
Alright, well, moving on. Caleb's New Orleans Saints going into Minnesota to face Pluto's Vikings.
Yeah, this game's interesting.
This
honestly.
is definitely a game of football that could be fun or really boring.
I'll tell you, I put 3 on the Saints. It's a very, very shaky 3. I feel like New Orleans is the better team of these two. Now, if Kirk was playing, wouldn't feel that way at all. That being said, I mean, and the Saints are at this point. I may have been wrong. I may have not given them quite enough credit. I actually think they're gonna win the South. You can't trust Atlanta. Tampa's not as good as I thought they were gonna
I feel like you
be.
can't trust anyone in that division, man.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. Now that being said, I said we would lose to the Bears or the Vikings, which is part of the reason my confidence is so low. I mean, we got 5 turnovers from the Bears and only beat them by a fucking touchdown last week. This has Saints loss written all over it. I'm not gonna pick it because I truly believe the Saints are starting to get on a heater. Taysom's starting to get on a heater. He scored in like the last 3 games. We actually have a pulse of an
definitely
offense.
coming alive.
Yeah, like we actually have a pulse of an offense. I think this is a game they should win. I'm just not sure if they're actually gonna win it. Dobbs is more than a capable quarterback. I don't look for. I don't think Jefferson's playing this week.
No,
He
but like you
is
said,
activated to return, but it's looking like it's gonna be next week he returns.
Dobbs is that dude.
Yeah,
And
and I will say,
unfortunately, if he can walk into a game, not know a single play, not know a single receiver's name, no line protection, no nothing, and he can come in and win in the NFL, I don't care who you are. You gotta watch out for the dude.
he's the Rocket Man for a reason.
Yeah, he's impressive. That
You
is
know, and
by far.
he's been having a good season. Even those Arizona games, they were frisky. Like they were.
I mean,
You seen
I
what
put
happened
8
when
on him.
they. You seen what happened when they weren't when they had a quarterback that didn't know what he was doing. Cleveland absolutely stomped a mud hole in
That
him.
poor rookie got
Yeah.
thrown to the wolves.
He did.
But
That should have not have been out there on that against that damn Cleveland team.
I'm
I'll tell
sorry,
you,
Toon.
was
As a
licking his
Cardinals
lips
fan,
every
I'm
play.
sorry.
Like, you just look across the line and see Myles Garrett blowing kisses at the quarterback, like, "Come here, boy." Like, please no.
I don't blame them for not wanting to activate Kyler and waiting against that Browns defense.
Yeah.
You don't want him back on the IR.
Yeah, no, we don't want him to go right back into IR.
Now that being said, sometimes it's been said that I hate Atlanta. I called them choking that game to Minnesota.
Well,
I sat up
That
here
doesn't
last
change
week
you
and
hating Atlanta.
I said Atlanta's gonna find a way to choke it because that's what the Falcons do.
It's not their fault they injured a player, okay?
Look. Their coach is getting on Dennis Allen level with the way they just refuse to run Bijan.
They refused to run Pitts, Bijan, Drake London. I mean, Ridley, or not Ridley.
Pitts was starting to at least get respectable in like a fantasy purpose, but
Pitts has been on the rise low key.
Yeah. But it's just, man, it's weird because Atlanta has all the pieces to succeed, and they just find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. And I think they're gonna end up replacing their head coach next year. Would be my guess. It's like you got the talent. Maybe they go get a quarterback depending on where they are in the draft. Have to wait and see. But as far as this game goes, I got 3 on New Orleans. I'm scared to death of that 3 because this just seems like a place where the Dennis Allen coaching would take in. But we've built up a little bit of momentum. Right now, we hold the South, which is not holding a whole lot, but it gets you into the playoffs. The offense has been heating up little. The defense is still a bunch of dogs. So I'm going to ride the hot hand, but I'm scared to death that the Saints will find a way to fuck this up.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that because I put 8 on Minnesota. So Dobbs a goat. That's all he said.
I also am riding the hot hand. As boys, we have liftoff. I'm taking the Rocket Man with 1. And I think he might even sneak him into a wild card spot.
I agree there but that's just because the NFC is bad outside of the other.
The NFC is really bad. Yeah. So I see Dobbs easily sneaking them into a wild card spot potentially. But I put 1 on it because this game is that kind of game.
I'm also a believer in the Dobbs train. I put 5 on the Vikings. And I'm not gonna lie, I might consider Dobbs better than Kirk Cousins. Maybe not
already.
Oh,
already. I dropped Kirk right now. Sound like a pack's bags.
Kirk was playing good football for the last 2 years so far.
I'm not. Plays good football for a few games.
No, he's been playing consistently good football.
No, he's been so much on Kirk and don't give Baker any credit. That is wild.
I've given Baker his credit. What do you mean?
So much, and Kirk doesn't do anything.
I gave Baker his credit, but I also wasn't acting like he didn't fucking play shit teams. Kirk had a really good year last year, and he was on pace to have a really good year this year. I'm not gonna sit here and say he wasn't having a good year when he clearly was.
He was the passing leader before he got hurt.
You're fucking on dick.
I
he's so garbage and hasn't done anything.
He was before like a year ago.
He's got good stats. He's got good stats.
He cannot win the defensive battle on his own. That's not his job.
I'll tell you this. What makes it more sad is when you could argue that Kirk got hurt after, I would say, the best game of his NFL career. San Fran on prime time. He's the reason they won that game.
Well, I'm glad he could beat the last pick.
I'm just saying, I like Kirk. I think Kirk is a, fringe around 10 quarterback. I wouldn't put him ahead of Dobbs or I wouldn't put Dobbs ahead of him personally.
He doesn't have enough resume, but there's
a reason that Dobbs has went to like 9 teams. Am I coming back to slander of my boy Kirk? A little bit, Pluto, but...
Well, yeah, they call Dobbs a Band-Aid. He just goes and fixes a problem, and they rip him off and send him out somewhere else. Next, you're going to see Dak freaking released, and there goes Dobbs to Dallas winning the Super Bowl. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
Dang.
Okay, Dallas and Super Bowl, don't ever say that again.
Hey, man, Dobbs
what if you seen... What if that's the trade-off? a Dallas Super Bowl, you get to see your boy Rocket Man lifting up a trophy.
That's pain. That would be very painful.
The jokes would.
makes
You know what? I would be former Arizona Cardinal franchise quarterback Joshua Dobbs winning a Super Bowl, baby. I would acknowledge the rest
some
of the
random
team.
Jeez. The Rocket Man.
Oh man, but let's see. My phone closed. Did we all say our
we're
piece
talking
on
about
this?
shit.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
god.
yeah, we're talking about some shit.
We got
dude.
Green Bay Packers going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. I'll make mine short and quick because I don't got much to say. Green Bay ass. I put 8 on the Steelers.
Yeah,
on the Steelers. That's all I gotta say.
Can I pull my mook here? I put 13 on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh good, Green Bay ass.
I put 12 on the Steelers. With I believe the score is going to be Pittsburgh winning by like maybe 2 field goals and a defensive touchdown. So 13-0.
No, 13-3. What do you mean?
Sure, they're even gonna be able to get points.
Probably. They'll probably get like 3.
Solid. But yeah, I got 12 on the Steelers.
Yeah.
To the next
Yeah, no, that game's bad. Moving on. This game will actually be pretty fun, I think. I think this game might be one of the more fun games of the week. We got the Tennessee Titans going into Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers.
Man, I got 2 on Tampa. Yeah, at this point, I mean, these teams kind of are. They're both 3-5. I'm still waiting to see what Will Levis is. I wonder if it's gonna be another shootout. Tampa's offense found a pulse last week. Rashad White's looked great. Baker's been playing smart enough with the football. I think a lot of it is Baker's at home. I'm not shocked if Tennessee pulls this game out, though. That's why there's only 2 on it. It's kind of at this point for Tampa, stop the bleeding, and for Tennessee, it's very much,
hello.
is
Yeah.
yes. But Tennessee, it's basically, can Levis go in there and still do what he's doing? I think he's gonna have I think he has earned the right to have the rest of the season to prove it. I'm very excited to see how this one turns out myself because I think Vrabel's a damn good coach, and I think Tennessee has some pieces. And on the other end, Tampa's starting to get fun offensively, and
So is Tennessee.
a little bit, yeah, exactly, a little bit more than just than a BB gun after last week. So we'll see what happens. Well, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how Tampa rebuilds because like they have some dogs on that defense too, like Murphy Bunning and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have some players, and
They
so
got
does
players
Tennessee.
to
By the
move
time they
too.
rebuild, though, they're gonna be a little older.
I don't think Treylon Burks is playing, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, but
He had a concussion. But yeah, I got 2 on Baker. I'm gonna ride Baker. It doesn't feel good because this game just feels like a 50-50.
yes, it does. Which is why I put 4 points on the Titans and the unknown Will Levis. That's pretty much why he's unknown. And he threw what, 4 touchdowns the week before Pittsburgh or 3?
He learned how to throw to DeAndre
Yeah.
Hopkins.
Like
Something that Tannehill didn't know how to do.
yeah, he knows how to throw to his wide receivers, which is nice. And Pittsburgh was a rough matchup for any rookie quarterback, so
Yeah, well, it was Pittsburgh on a short week, and he was in the game at the end. Like he had a drive to go down and win it, and just thrown a pick. It happens.
especially against Mike Tomlin. Especially against Mike Tomlin. Which is why I'm going to give him the bounce back this week. With 4 points.
Well, Coon, great minds think alike because I also put 4 points on Tennessee.
God damn
With a
it.
bounce
Stop
back.
copying me.
Because,
I put 3
Listen.
on Tennessee.
fuck Baker. That is all.
Alright, well, moving on. We got the San Francisco 49ers going into Jacksonville to play the prince that was promised, Trevor Lawrence, in the Jaguars.
Oh, dude. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Give me 7 on the damn Prince. Yeah. San Fran is, they're coming off a bye, but they've lost 3 straight. They're going into Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville's been on a little bit of a heater themselves.
They're
They're
proving
I
that
feel like
they're
they're one of
really
those
starting to be
teams.
a powerhouse in the AFC.
Oh yeah, I feel well.
So
When you get the quarterback right and some things fall into place, ETN's hit. Like they have an offense there. Ridley and Kirk look good. I mean, they did get spanked by the Texans earlier, but since then they beat down on the Falcons, they beat the Bills, they beat the Colts, they beat the Saints, and they beat the Steelers. So it's like they're putting together that resume, man. And I just think right, San Fran's defense or weakness is like Purdy's good, but whenever they face a great quarterback is when they seem to struggle. When they face, a Joe Burrow or something. Like seems like, Purdy just kind of
A
seems to run out
Russell
of gas. So
Wilson.
have they played Denver?
I don't know. I was making a joke.
They lost to Kirk. They lost to Burrow, and they lost to Cleveland.
Oh,
But
yes.
I don't know. I just feel like, for as talented as San Fran is, Purdy's starting to show that, he can throw some picks and not look, invulnerable.
he's
And
starting
I
to get
just,
forced to make quicker decisions, and he's
hmm
showing where he's a little weaker at the field general position of the quarterback spot. And
and
so teams finally found that weakness, seeing him more, and now they're exploiting it by sending pressure, weak side blitzes, stuff like that to really get him off his game. And well, it's kind of working.
and I just think going into Jacksonville, I think Lawrence and the boys will be ready to play. So I got 7 on the Jags, and I'm gonna continue the bleeding for San Fran. If they start 5-0 and they end up 5-4, I feel like there's gonna be time to hit the panic button in San Fran.
Yep, they are on a kind of a cold streak right now. I put you on the Jags because I kind of like what they're doing.
It is a bit scary coming off of the bye. That is my one concern. Is that team is gonna be rested, so we'll see.
I
What team? Jags?
San
this
Fran.
Niners. I took the Niners with 6. I wanted to go lower, but this is kind of how points fell. Yeah, they're coming off the bye. I can see either one of these teams win, and probably gonna be a fun one. Don't really got much to add to it myself, but yeah, 6 on the Niners.
I I took the Jags with 6. And as Kuhn said, I wanted to go lower, and I could see both teams winning, but I just kind of went with the Jags. I think the Jags have got the hotter hand, absolutely. And I think because the 3 losses that the Niners have, they only put up 17. If they only put up 17, I think they're going to need more than that to beat the Jags.
They are because Jags got that defense from that offense. Like Lawrence is running, and that's something that he's doing a lot more often this year. He's taking off, and that equals less bad decisions. It's beautiful.
Ugh.
Glad
But
to see Sunshine doing something.
I will also say this. I believe this is the first week in a couple weeks that Debo will be back.
Yes,
Bro.
Debo should be back.
But I'm still taking the Jags with 6.
Well, moving on. Boy, oh boy, the divisional matchup everyone's been waiting for. The Cleveland Browns going into Baltimore and face the Ravens. The battle of the choke artists in this division.
I do stand corrected on that last game. Both these teams are coming off the bye week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I got 11 on the Ravens. I mean, it should be pretty evident why they've looked dominant They look good. There's no reason for me to start doubting them against Cleveland. It is a division game, but I'm going to put high points on the team who actually knows who their quarterback is.
I put 8 on Baltimore. I had this higher, and I actually knocked it down because Cleveland's defense does scare me. I think there's a world where Lamar's not playing the AFC, not playing the NFC anymore, playing a team that's used to seeing him. I don't like Deshaun Watt. I don't, Watson just hasn't looked great. Baltimore's looked fantastic. This could be a comeback to earth spot, but I'm gonna, and this could also be a look. This also could be, honestly, this could be trap game because I mean they could be looking ahead to Cincy on Thursday because feel like that's probably the more threatening team. But I got 8 on Baltimore to keep rolling at home, mostly because they know who their quarterback is, and I don't have to worry about Lamar having a bad game. And if he does, he can always have that drive where he comes back. So it was in the double digits. I brought it down a little bit because I see a world where Cleveland could win, but I'm riding Baltimore.
I put 2 on the Browns. I don't know. Like you said, I'm kind of feel like this is a. I don't really want to say a trap game, but
That's what it
I
would
feel
be.
like the Ravens are gonna drop one. I feel like this is the one they're gonna drop.
Something's in the air.
On a hot streak, and then bam, just drop one, and then start tearing it up again.
Hey,
So
that Browns defense can win you a lot of games.
Yeah, that Browns defense scary.
Ask Clayton
So-
Tune.
and plus it's also game. So I went super low confidence, and I'm willing to bite the 2 if it bites me in the ass.
Fair.
That's it.
I really don't.
Are you browning down or are you raving up?
Well, I put 10 on the Ravens.
Are you sure that's not the
Um,
Browns?
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I thought about it, but I mean, Ravens had one of their best years that they've had in a long time.
Well, I
So
mean,
they're
Lamar's
just,
staying out there. He hadn't made it through the last 2 seasons.
yeah. I mean, he's just like they're playing really good ball all around, passing, running, cutting down the run,
Can't wait
being
for
able
that
to
to end
lock
in
up.
playoff.
So, but then that Cleveland defense really can do some shit. So it scares me, but I got 10 on Baltimore.
Dude, it's scary because I don't think any of us would be shocked if Cleveland won this game and
I would not, to be
yeah,
honest. With
said, "Hey, Lamar got sacked 4 times and threw an interception and Cleveland went out and grinded one
Gus
out."
Edwards fumbled
If
the
you
ball.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy about Gus? I heard that this week. If you take out the touchdowns he's been like a solid 5 points a week fantasy player.
Yeah, he's
He is like 100% touchdown reliant.
he is probably Frank Gore.
Oh, but I love Frank Gore. Frank Gore was a dog.
He is Frank Gore in his 40s.
It's just wild when I heard it. I was like, in our league, Paris kept him on the bench, and I'm just like, I would try to sell Gus if I
He
could
said
right
he was
now.
going to. I was like, I don't think anybody here is going to buy that motherfucker.
I mean, for me, it would have depended on what he wanted. Yeah, if he went in for like Mostert or something, I'd been like, nah.
Oh, well,
But if I would have thrown out something. But that's just because I'm desperate at back in that league.
well.
I probably tried to get Kenneth Walker, and it didn't look well.
Moving on. We got the Atlanta Falcons going into Arizona to face the Cardinals.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you, Coon?
Oh, I am excited. So first, let me say, I have been a Falcon boy all year long. So, for me to just say what I'm about to say might offend a lot of people. But Caleb, when we were talking about the Falcons earlier, he brought up some points. They've choked games. The coach hasn't been making the best decisions. And I've kind of known that for the whole year, but I just don't really point it out because that division's so shit and the games they've been playing is so close that it doesn't really matter because they still are winning games. So, but this week, this is my week, motherfucker. This is the Cardinals week, motherfucker. We don't get many of them, but Murray is coming back. Michael Wilson's coming back. James Conner is coming back. And we're at home.
Activated?
Yes.
Okay.
We're at home. And you know damn well the Falcons weren't game plan for Kyler Murray. So, you think they're going to come in there unprepared to handle all three of these motherfuckers coming back and win the game in our home? Hell no. I think Kyler Murray has a chip on his shoulder the size of a fucking planet, and he's about to dick the Falcons down this week. And be like, hey yo, bitch, you forget about me? I'm Kyler Murray. I got 3 on the Cardinals.
God damn it. I was like, he's going to go through this whole spill and then put like 2 on Arizona.
Listen, there's other games I'm more confident in, but I think that we win this, so.
Dude, you know, I'm looking at this bar on my right. It says Atlanta 80%, Arizona 20%. All that being said, I think Kyler's 100% healthy. I don't think he would have come back if he wasn't. I think, you know, Kyler's got that chip on his shoulder. He knows he don't want to put Arizona in this position where they got to be like, do we take Caleb Williams? Do we take Drake May? Do they stick with me? So I think Atlanta is choke artists. They choke games. That's what they do. I got 5 on Arizona. They're getting healthy. I think it's going to be electric in there. I think it's very exciting to see Kyler back. I think we're going to see Kyler do Kyler things. And
God, I can't.
I think Arizona goes out and
Wait,
I think they're
He's
going to
gonna
win
do Kyler things. How's he gonna get a game monitor out there? Listen, how's he gonna do
He's
that?
gonna
So I can
use
watch
he's
that?
gonna use the thing at the top of the stadium. I'm blanking on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
The freaking yeah.
Yeah.
The big screen.
The big screen.
I got one on
He's
Arizona.
gonna have one up there. He's gonna be playing on the sideline whenever he's on whenever defense is out there.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
one on Arizona.
yeah, like I said, I got 5 on Arizona. I think it's a very exciting week for Cardinals fans, and I think Kyler's going to give them a few wins because, you know, he doesn't want to have to give them the choice of what are they going to do if they're in the top, 3 picks of the draft, and I think Kyler's going to pull them out of that ship. He's gonna right the wrongs for a little bit.
Technically,
So
I mean, we
5 on the
still can
top.
take division depending on how things go. Now, will we? That's a far different story, but technically, it's still possible.
Technically not dead.
And I mean, we've seen Arizona go undefeated for a long period of time before under shitty coaching.
I put 7 on the. I want to go lower with confidence, but I also feel like Murray's got a little bit of rust to work off. He's been injured for so long.
Yeah, he's gonna work it off against the Falcons.
Yeah, and then
I was
then he
gonna say Mook's riding Heineke.
Well, I'm only riding the Falcons for the main reason of I think the Cardinals are still ass.
They beat you.
But
Well, Mook, you know who else is ass? The Packers, and they beat Atlanta. You know who didn't have to work off any rust? Will Levis, and he beat the Falcons.
the Packers didn't.
Did Atlanta come back and beat the Packers?
Did.
Oh well, damn. That was so many weeks ago. I was using that to make my argument.
And
Joshua Dobbs
Yeah.
came in with no practice and beat the Falcons. He didn't really have to have any rust
Yeah,
to knock off of that.
well, either way, I'm taking the Falcons this week.
Oh man, I feel so good this week, man. I feel like it is a guaranteed win. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. I
At
really like the
home with
Cardinals to beat the
everyone
bye.
healthy, the crowd is gonna be electric to see Murray back, man.
I mean, there's only one other team that I like in their spot more, and it's the team we're gonna talk about next.
Oh yeah, the Jets, right? We got Detroit Lions going into LA to face the Chargers. And my oh my, this is a game.
My oh my, is this ever a game
Yeah.
that the Lions are going to win? 6 points on the Lions. It's going to be a shootout. This is one of our first games where all of our players are healthy and activated. We have been on a win streak with backups, second stringers. Now we have all the first stringers back. Chargers are fake.
The Chargers have fucking Brandon Staley at head coach. No one's faking that guy.
Yeah.
That is true.
Everybody knows what he is.
I mean, dude, the offense for the Chargers is electric. You know,
with the roster they have,
taking Kellen Moore there, dude. I don't know how you have a Bosa and you're like dead last in defensive ranks. It baffles me. But I mean, Kellen Moore and Herbert work. I wouldn't be shocked if Kellen Moore's the head coach there next year.
I'd be happy for him too, honestly.
I would too. I think he deserves a shot. When he was in Dallas, the offense was electric. Now he's with the Chargers. The offense is electric. Like, the dude's just good at what he does.
Right.
That being said, Detroit is coming off the bye. They're healthy. For the first time in a while, like Aaron said, they're very healthy. Not forget, the Chargers played Monday night. The Chargers are on a short week.
They went out and got Donovan Peoples-Jones too. Maybe that will add something.
What, Detroit got Peoples-Jones?
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Maybe that will add something.
But yeah, they're very healthy, you know. It's looking like Detroit's gonna be ready to roll. I got 11 on the Lions. I love the spot they're in. Coming off the bye against the team that played Monday night is on a short week. Herbert's still, nursing that hand. It's on his non-throwing hand, but it just always. I'm just like, man, if he takes a wrong hit or something. And now Palmer's on the IR, so you got Keenan, Quentin Johnson, and then some guys. And Johnson, I want to see him live up to the hype, but he hasn't yet. I mean, you still have Eckler and stuff there, but I just think that this is far too good of a spot for Detroit against a mid Chargers team. We'll just call a spade a spade.
Gibbs, like, he's gonna lose touches, but he's not losing that many touches after a performance like that. The backlash from fans would be too much for Detroit.
Well,
so
we'll
I
see.
think you're going to see Detroit hand that ball off. They're going to just run the ball. Plain and simple. We're going to look to run, and then Amon-Ra is going to get his.
I mean,
he always gets his.
They can do the 1-2 punch like Indy does.
Yep.
But yeah, I got 11 on the Lions. Like I said, coming off a bye against a team that played Monday night. It's a rare case where the rest is more monumental than usual. And like I said, I feel like the Chargers might be currently ranked just a little high because they beat the Jets, and who did they play in the other primetime game?
The Bears.
Yeah, they're coming off of wins against the Jets and the Bears, who are two of the more sorry teams in the league. It's like, yes, you dropped 30 on the Bears and 27 on the Jets, and neither offense could score. The Lions have an offense, and the Lions can score, so I think it's going to be a back to reality check.
I also have 11 on the Lions. I mean, the Chargers are not the team. They're not a team this year. They're offense. They need to get rid of Brandon Staley. They need to move on from that man so badly.
I think they're in the middle of the AFC. That's where I have them.
And sadly, the middle of the AFC is like the bottom of the AFC.
There's just so many great quarterbacks in the AFC, dude. It's rough.
This is my
Shooter.
the week, but I do have the Lions winning. I think they are the better team. I just think this is going to be a shootout with the Lions coming out on top. I'm sorry, Justin Cutler, but I don't think you'll be winning this week.
You know, I kind of look at this. I think this will play out like kind of like when they played the Chiefs a few weeks ago. It'll be a game for the first half, and then the second half, Detroit will adjust and just blow the brakes off of them.
Something.
You know, I envy those of y'all that don't live in Texas for this next one, though.
Oh
'Cause
God.
this
Yeah.
game is
Well,
gonna be on my
this
TV
is my
screen, and
14-point game, and we got the New York
yeah.
Giants with Danny DeVito's long lost cousin at quarterback
Yes, Tommy.
Literally put
going
13 on
into
the Cowboys,
Dallas
and that's
to
it.
play the Cowboys.
Yep, 13. Blowout. Goodbye.
Yeah, I put all my points on Dallas.
I put 14 on Dallas. I mean, Mook, now you
Go
can have
ahead,
your
Mook.
fun.
Talk up your Cowboys for. I do have a question before we move on.
I got 14 on Dallas. I mean, you're telling me that this team is worse than the team we played in week 1, and we blew them out 40-0? Just imagine what we're going to do this week.
Lose somehow.
And who did we play last week? We played the Eagles.
Yes.
And we got fucked because it was Dallas versus the Eagles and the refs. So just imagine what we're going to do. We're going to blow them out
What if
so
you go
hard.
against the Giants and the ref?
Will that even be enough?
Against Dallas, probably.
Well, I mean, Philly's got some dogs on their team.
You don't think Tommy DeVito is a dog?
An underdog.
He's about to show you life's a bitch.
Yeah, did some check downs.
Dude, Mama's gonna have some Campbell's chunky when he comes home with the dub.
This is also my least and most scored, by the way. I'm just
Yeah, the
sticking on
Giants are my least scored.
You know, I didn't think about making the Giants my least scored, but I did make a New York team my least scored.
You can't really go wrong with New York nowadays.
Mook, just let me know when you're done ranting on your boys.
Done.
Oh, you're done? Alright, before we move on, I do have a question for y'all. Okay, I guess it's come down a point. The spread for this game is 16.5. What side of the spread would you take if you were betting it?
Dallas up by 24. At least.
Mook's going for the alternate spread. He's giving them 8 more points.
Dallas up by like 30.
I wonder what the payout would be if you put an alternate spread up to like 30 and it hit. It might actually hit. I'm just saying the normal spread. Are y'all riding Dallas at 16.5?
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
they blew this team out worse earlier on in the year.
Yeah, I normally hate large spreads just because the NFL division game, you never know. But dude, it just Tommy DeVito
Isn't
is
Barkley out
sadly
also?
not it. No, Barkley's playing.
Oh, well, still, even with Barkley.
It's just it feels like it's gonna take a miracle for the Giants to keep it within 16.
To even score a field goal is a miracle for the Giants.
If you were betting the spread, Aaron, would you bet the Cowboys as well?
I think he said it was going to.
All right, that's all I really have. That's all I wanted to ask y'all because the spread. I think that's the highest spread of the season.
Well, moving on. Wait, I had to double take because I had to figure out what game this was.
This is the Manders.
The Manders
to Seattle.
in Seattle play the Seahawks.
I
got 8 on the Seahawks. The Manders are clearly rebuilding. They just shipped off Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Like, I mean, the Manders can sneak one still, but like, they're clearly rebuilding. Seattle still wants to compete. I'll put 8
This
on
was not a
Seattle.
sweet game. I got 11 on Seattle. That's about all we need to say.
I think with I don't think they were gonna sign Chase Young to a long term deal due to the injury and stuff. So I'm happy they got something for him. I got a 12 on Seattle. Y'all know I like Seattle. They got the brakes beat off of them last week. I think that the Washington Commanders are a large cry from the Baltimore Ravens, though. But thumbs up to Sam Howell for being number 2 in yards in the league. When he has
And
time to
number
throw, he looks
1
like a
in
very
sacks, baby.
yeah. He has a very capable arm and getting it done when he has the time. That being said, I think Seattle eats this week. That's a very hard place to go in and play. That team's gonna be upset. They just got the brakes beat off of them. Last week, Geno looked terrible. Baltimore just beat the holy hell out of them. And yeah, I think Seattle's a good team. Y'all know I think Seattle's a good team, so I think they bounce back here. And I think they get, Kenneth Walker going. The Kenneth Walker, the injury he's dealing with kind of scares me because they've been handing the ball to Charbonnet a lot more. But I think they get him going. I think you get your receipt, get Lockett and Metcalf going, and I think they're gonna kind of take this one on the easier end. So I got 12 on them.
I guess I'll just keep it short and sweet. I got 13 on Seattle.
Yeah. I do want to add a note. It's not about this game, but it's about the Arizona game. I do have them winning by like 7 or 12, or 7 to 12 points.
Did you put a bet in on the game?
Maybe.
Gotta have some fun with it.
Listen, I went big with what I
You went
thought was
big?
gonna happen.
Do you got a over on Kyler's yards?
Oh yeah, 250 passing,
James Conner
and
anytime
50 rushing.
touchdown.
James Conner touchdown, and Michael Wilson touchdown. I know,
Wilson's
not
a
Michael
spicy
Wilson.
one.
Trey McBride touchdown.
Trey McBride is Ertz out?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, McBride's better
Dude,
also
oh,
at this
I
point.
mean I agree with you. I just afraid of the Cardinals fucking pulling out old man Ertz.
Yeah.
Remember the beginning of the year where it's like Ertz is getting the most targets for tight ends in the league, and I was like, I'll pass on his 11 receptions for 30 yards. Like, I'm sorry, even in people, I can find better pastures than. I agree with you, Trey McBride's better. I'm just scared of Ertz coming on and taking all of his snaps when he comes back.
Which could very well happen, but he's not coming back
But
this week, so.
if he's not coming back this week.
But yeah.
No, I like the bet overall. I hope Hollywood scores.
But yeah. Now we can talk about a shit game.
To say.
We have the New York Jets going into Las Vegas to play against the Raiders. I will make it quick because I don't want to talk about this game that much. I have the Jets winning with 3 confidence points, 20-17. How they score this much points, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you've given them more credit than me. NFL, you have San Fran at Jacksonville right there, and you didn't flex it for us. I got 4 on Las Vegas. I just think the Aiden O'Connell and the good vibes are gonna carry over. I got the final for this game: Vegas 7, Jets 3. Yeah, it's just, man. These two teams are. I feel like you got the good vibes in Vegas to carry over, and I can't ever rely on the Jets to score more than a touchdown. 10 points most weeks is like their max. Trust me, maybe it's just that I watched them Monday night and I was just like, man, I watched them Monday night, and you could argue that was one of Zach Wilson's better games.
Bro, they were driving and they just get
Yeah,
stupid penalty.
And
Shoot themselves in the foot. And I was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever to watch. I was I watched this a year ago with the Cardinals or so. I watched this a few years ago.
Like I said, I think the vibes are good in Vegas. I think that they'll grind one out between Devontae Adams and the running back. I don't know why I forgot his name. Dude, somebody help me. I forgot his name.
Who? What's up?
Jacob.
The running back.
Josh
Yeah, Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs. There we
You
go.
always forget his name.
I do always forget his name. It's because I was
That's
wanting
a
to say
good bet,
Darren
too.
Waller, and I was like, he's not there. He's not there. He's not there anymore. He's actually on IR now, which is big sad. But yeah, I just think the good vibes will continue, and the last shot we'll see Sunday night is Aiden O'Connell smoking another cigar after a victory.
I got 3 on the Raiders. The Raiders are trending upward, and the Jets, they don't score much. My score is Jets 7, Raiders 14.
A whole touchdown. Goddamn.
Gave him a touchdown last week, and I was close.
Well, knowing
Well-
the outcome of two people's picks in this group for the next game.
Did Aaron say his?
Yeah, Aaron, did you
I
say your
have
Jets?
4 on the Jets.
You know what?
That 14 came down.
What?
I said that 14 came down a lot.
Oh, no, I'm not putting no 14 on no dang Jets.
Isn't that what you said earlier? You said I have 14 on New York.
No,
Okay.
I did not say that.
You might have
Nope.
said 4. I might have just heard 14.
Yeah, no, I put 4 on the Jets. No.
What was your score?
What about
14 on
your
the Bills.
score?
Look, I'll
Oh,
tell
my
you.
score is 35. Wait, hold on. 17-10.
I'll tell you. This is a game that I will not be watching.
Oh,
God.
Luckily, I can tell you this game has no impact on me fantasy wise, so I don't have to watch it.
I have Josh
Imagine-
Jacobs, and I don't care about watching him play football this year. That is sad.
Imagine this next game if Buffalo decides to drop 70 on Denver.
So yeah, we got the Denver Broncos going to Buffalo to face the Bills.
Mook.
Hold on. These two wankers, I already know what they did. So, Aaron and me, let's just get ours that way. I put 13 on the Bills. I had to score 27 to 17. What's your score?
35-17.
Alright, now take it away.
Hey, Mook.
Yep.
Hey, Mook.
What's up, brother?
4 words on the count of 3, okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Broncos country. Let's ride. He didn't even do it with me. He knew what we were doing. He didn't even do the whole thing.
Whoa,
I did.
He failed.
I heard the let's ride. I didn't hear the Broncos country. Yeah, I got 1 on the Denver Broncos. Sean Payton is starting to turn it around. Look, Buffalo is just not the same team. Their linebackers hurt. They've lost a corner. The defense is beat up. The offense is still good. But I mean, the Broncos have been dropping decent amount. This is not the same team that got blown out by Miami in week 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking. They dropped 24 on the Chiefs. They've dropped. Okay, so maybe they're not dropping the most points in the
They
world.
definitely
dropped
are
31
still
on
the same
Bears.
team from that week. I don't know what you're thinking of.
Look, I feel like they're coming off the bye. I've got the upset here, man. Tell me, Buffalo's favored by 7.5. What has Buffalo done to be favored by 7.5 this year?
Not be the Broncos.
Maybe, but I'm only putting 1 point on it, so I have no problem riding Denver and Russ. I feel like, Peyton's starting to bring it back. I feel like there's exciting times in Denver, which is, optimistic times. And like I said, Buffalo's just beat up. It's not necessarily on them. They're just a beat up team at this point. So I'm going to take my 1 on Denver, and if the Bills come out and drop 35 on them, I will eat that 1 point. It's kind of like the version of Asian last week going, I don't mind losing 1 on Mahomes.
Yeah, but that game was actually going to be competitive.
It was 21-0 at the half. I was like, yeah, this one's over. They did almost bring it back though.
I also put one on the Broncos. I'm just feeling an upset this week. I'm pitching a tent. Denver stocks are trending upwards, and
Don't you ever say that to me again.
I gotta ask you, Chandler Brothers, something.
How do
What's
we
up?
know Asian didn't put 14 on the Broncos?
Because Asian's not full blown. You know what?
You cancel the word.
I want to know the fucking 2.5% that fucking has Denver. Like,
we know them, Caleb and Moo.
Look, I got one.
You
Look,
were
I want to know.
telling
I want to know.
me.
I want to know how the average confidence on Denver is 4.3.
So you're telling me that literally the number 1 or 2 offense in the league, where Miami's already dropped 70, isn't going to go into Denver with a better quarterback? I mean, dude, this is going to be bad.
We keep asking
We're
what
pulling.
Buffalo has done to deserve clout this season, but then you put one on the Broncos, and what have they done to deserve clout?
I mean, that's why it's 1 point. I'm not sitting here saying like half the points are on them. They're coming off that big win at Kansas City. Now they're gonna add Buffalo to the list.
Oh no, Buffalo's going to be like, hey, Denver, yeah,
we're
that was a
pulling.
conference game. This is not. Guess what?
Guess what? We just lost to the
pulling-
Bengals in a close game. We're gonna beat the shit out of you.
We're pulling we're pulling Russ off the slow cooker this week.
we are.
Like-
We're putting frying pan.
I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine you first discovered masturbation, and then you were chained for 2 weeks and couldn't. Right? Denver is now your dick, and you're unchained. Buffalo is your hand. Take it away there. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
22-20. This is the same Bills team that I watched play the New York Giants and win a game they shouldn't have won.
Yeah,
But they
literally
won.
tried to give New York that game so bad.
Yeah,
And-
dude.
The win's the win.
Buffalo just likes to blow games. So I'm.
But against, I mean, I want to believe that John is somehow turning it around, but
no, I don't want to believe that, honestly.
I just
because then I'll have to go against all my belief.
Look, I've seen this team. I've seen this team lose to the Jets this year. I've seen this team, keep it close with the Giants. I seen that this team should have lost to Baker if Chris Godwin could find the football. I mean, last Sunday they were in it with Cincy. But I'm willing for for Buffalo to go in there and kick their ass, but if I'm putting my, if it's just I'm just losing 1 point, I'll call the upset. Out of all the games that I would put this on as an upset, I mean, this is the one I felt most confident in.
This team also lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, but they always suck against the Patriots. We all know that. That's not a secret. That's like a very much a thing that they just aren't good against.
Yeah, they always split with the Patriots, Mook.
Well, with that being said, my score is 27-23 Broncos. Let's ride.
Look, I am riding the shit covered Broncos. I'm riding my boy Sean Payton.
And boy, is it a lot of shit.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens. Well,
that game they won last week, they didn't even want to win. They tried to give the Chiefs the win.
When your owners are the Walmart people, get what you pay for.
And you already know my most and least scores. They're not scores, but yeah.
Dallas is your least scored.
Yeah, the Giants are your most.
My most is a wash because I put Cincinnati.
Mine was the Panthers.
I don't know if they'll do that. Just given the fact that all these receivers are now hurt. And my fewest, I put the Jets because you know why I put the Jets, because I had the final of the Sunday night being 7-3. I was like, well, 3 points. It's a pretty low bar.
Oh my god. Oh. Anything y'all want to add on before we wrap things up?
I'm excited for Baltimore Cincy next week.
I'm
And
excited for Kyler Murray.
And I'm excited
I'm excited for Detroit football.
No
I'm
one's
excited
excited
for Philly at KC next week. That'll be fun.
Philly at KC. The Super
That's the
Bowl
Monday
rematch,
nighter.
baby.
It's the Monday nighter. I'm not excited for Minnesota at Denver, but that's a Sunday. That's a game on Sunday night.
That is a game of football.
I will say I am very excited for the end of the year when Dallas and Detroit meet up. That's going to be a playoff atmosphere game right there. And I can't wait.
Yeah.
Poor Dak. I mean,
I'll be real.
we
You
gonna
know what?
have ambulance on standby. Don't worry,
You
poor
know.
guy.
You know what? You know what will make that game a lot more interesting?
Is if Cooper Rush comes in, because then we're probably gonna lose.
No. Is if the next time when they play in a few weeks, if Dallas is able to beat Philadelphia, that'll make that game a lot more interesting. Then y'all might literally be playing for the 1 seed, depending on how things go.
Yeah, Dallas beats Philly, then it's pretty much Dallas and Detroit and Philly all tied right there.
Still a lot of football to be played, but yeah, essentially, if Dallas beats Philly, then Detroit Dallas becomes a lot more important. It's going to be important for y'all either way, but it'll feel just as important on both sides.
Well, yeah,
Because here's the thing:
game
if
right
Dallas
here and that Dallas game is the only two games that I'm
y'all
like kind of
play
worried.
Week 17?
16? It's 16 or 17. So we play Minnesota like the last 3 weeks. So maybe that Dallas is in between.
Dallas is week 17. I was looking up.
Yeah, here's
Okay,
the
it is
thing.
week
Here's the
17.
thing. If they lose to Philly again and they're locked in wild card, they might just only play their players for a half or something. They might seriously take their foot off the gas if they get like locked into the 6 or something,
I kind of get that too.
or locked into the 5.
Like if they're already locked in and there's no way to advance, I think that they're just chilling.
Yeah, that same. It's like why would we want our quarterback or running back
Why
to get
risk
hurt?
a starter who's pretty big up on us that we need for a game that's not going to decide a damn thing?
I don't know.
I hope they get him going this week, and I hate to say it, but the broken legs affected Pollard very negatively this year.
Honestly, I think
he has not been the same back, man.
They also just don't use
had this
them,
kind of
really,
year
I feel
last
like.
year. No, they do. He's just used. So Pollard is a good 2. Honestly, he's one of the best 2s you'll ever have. But as a number 1, he can't take that load.
He was
He's
able to do
somebody
it
who's gonna
last
come out.
season.
Yeah, he was taking the
came
load.
out.
I feel like a broken leg is one
Last
of those
season, he
accident
definitely was
injuries.
showing out as a number 1, and that broken
Yeah,
leg.
I
That
feel
broken leg
like
is hurting him.
Yeah,
I feel
you
like that's
can
more of
tell it.
a like freak injury than anything else, and I feel like it's affecting him.
So Pollard was really good at being able to be shifty and cut and just explode. He can't. He's not. He doesn't have that explosiveness that he had last season, where he was just like gone.
He
Or
might
there was like
regain it this
one-on-one and he
week.
would run you over.
Or hopefully.
Yeah, let's hopefully see some. I don't know. He probably got drafted pretty high.
Well, I think he was like a mid-rounder back.
Wasn't he pretty damn good last year?
He was really fucking good last year.
Yeah, that's what
Pollard.
I'm saying. Like to get a high draft stock, Pollard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was really good last year.
I remember having him. Felt great.
He hadn't felt like the same back this year. Is what I'm. That's
okay. Kai.
Yes.
Do you keep up with any college football?
Not really.
No use to me. Okay. I still love you.
Shador Sanders.
Well,
Caleb Williams.
Dropped some games, and USC's also dropped some games. But USC's defense is big poo poo.
Poor Caleb Williams crying on
Marvin
the sideline.
Harrison.
I
Yo,
don't
that
know where he
Marvin Harrison
plays.
Jr., Ohio State. Oh boy, let me tell
Well,
you,
he's gonna be
he
a good receiver
might.
then, because all Ohio State
Nah, he.
receivers seem to be dogs.
Well, I mean, do you know who his daddy is?
Well,
Got
probably
his
the guy
daddy,
he
man.
shares the name
Obviously.
with.
I
Like,
mean, he was not a good receiver. He was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he
And this
was.
kid jumps higher, runs better routes, and is a lot faster than his daddy was. And he is already at a very high level of play at Ohio State.
It's all
Like
it's
the
all gonna be
understanding.
about where he ends up too. I mean, because to be fair,
Yeah, but the
Marvin
thing is,
Harrison had the sheriff throwing him the ball for
I
seasons
mean, yeah,
upon
I get that,
seasons.
but I mean, Ohio State's quarterback ain't really that great this year. So I mean,
I know,
he's
but I'm
still.
saying you say like the Jets draft him and he's got a Zach Wilson throwing him the ball.
oh
I mean, he's
God,
6'3". Throwing up to him, he's gonna have a better
no,
chance than
Zach Wilson
6'1" Wilson.
will not
You
give
know,
him any love.
yeah, exactly.
But
You end up
he should go
on a
top 3.
you
To
end
be
up on
honest,
a team where like Jimmy G's throwing you the ball or something.
Oh God, you know what, Marvin Harrison? I
A
hope you
top
go
three.
somewhere where you can be.
I have to see. I have to see where like who ends up where draft wise. Because if like say like Arizona ends up in the top 3, I would rather them take an O lineman personally.
I wouldn't mind a wide
Ooh.
receiver move, but I would rather get O
you would
lineman.
need a wide receiver. You guys have
I don't think we
Hollywood.
need one. We have Michael Wilson also, who's been shown out.
It was all Dobbs.
It was not all Dobbs way.
Listen, Dobbs, hands down, is one of the greatest Cardinals to ever touch a pigskin.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like,
I mean,
that's not a high bar.
goated, literally. Hall of Fame jacket
And
already.
don't you remember Hall of Fame Arizona Cardinal run back Emmitt Smith?
Or Chris Johnson. Or Adrian Peterson.
or Edrin James.
No, I don't remember that one.
Dobbs was better runner than all of them.
Damn right.
And not to mention that team has the greatest line of all time.
They do have the greatest line of all time. How does that make you feel, Aaron? No, we took the greatest line of all time from you.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
At least Dallas won championships with theirs.
You know, Detroit.
I do know they did. So.
Fucked up and gave us Matt Prater, man.
Oh, I know.
They'd be undefeated right now if they didn't get rid of him.
The clutch
I wouldn't
man
have Riley
himself.
Patterson in fantasy, and he wouldn't be getting me 400 points a game.
You know what's funny? There was that a few weeks ago where Kuhn would have won his game if he took.
That was like legitimately a week ago.
Yeah, if he took Riley
You don't
Patterson,
need to talk
he
about
would have won
this.
his game.
Why wouldn't you take him? You're dumb.
It wasn't. I don't think Patterson was available at the time. I think it was somebody else.
He was. No, he was available because I looked. If me and you took him, one of us would have won our game, or I would have lost by like a point.
Or he wasn't. He wasn't in the top area, so I just picked whoever was available.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
had
happened.
Kairos
I was too
Santos in
lazy
the
to
top
scroll
area.
down. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'll just take this
Sounds
person.
right. Too lazy.
So like, yeah, what ended up happening was Kuhn took Santos, and that's when the Chargers blew the Bears out. And then Patterson put up like 14 the next night because y'all didn't want to run in the end zone when y'all played. What was it? Was it the Jets? Who did y'all play? No, the Raiders. It was the Monday nighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, where y'all kept kicking all the field goals.
We couldn't get into the end zone to save our life. Our
And I'm
play
looking
calls
at
were
the
just
kickers,
dumb.
and I'm like, damn, Patterson. Because he was in our free agency. I was like, he put up 14. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Don't
there's a
worry.
couple.
Patterson's on my roster
I've
now.
I have to actually rock 2 new kickers next week because I've rocked the same kicker all year. I've rocked my boy Blake Grupp.
But
And Grupp has gotten me like a consistent 10 a week, and I'll take that from a kicker.
well, I think we should wrap it up there.
Yeah, I'm down with that. We ended on some kicker talk. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
You're welcome, kicker.
We
but
appreciate all of you and not just Justin Tucker.
and not just yeah. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye.